Buckle up for this one. We've got quite a lot going on here, and it's for 8 marks, and we're trying to find the equation of this cubic graph. We know that the x value at a is 1 and the x value at b is 2. The gradient between a and b is 5.5. The tangent at x equals 6 is y equals minus 18x plus c. So we've got a couple of things to begin working with. The first is, in order to work with the gradient, we need to have 2 full points, and all we know is the x values. So we know the x value is 1, and if I sub 1 into the equation for x, it will spit out the y value. We know that there's another point b, and the x value is 2, and if I put 2 into both of these x's, it will spit out the y value. So there we have the 2 points. So the first thing that I'm going to be using to get going is this gradient. So the gradient is the change in y over change in x. I like to just work with the bigger y looking value. So it's the change in y, always keep your brackets to be safe, over the change in x. And that leaves me with 7a plus 3b and over 1, and that equals, they told us the gradient is 5.5. Just to kind of simplify things and not live in the world of decimals, I'm going to times this whole equation by 2, which is perfectly legit. And there's a final equation, and I'm just going to leave that there to marinate for a little bit. Then I'm going to come and tackle the next bit of information that we have going on, which is the tangent at 6 is this. And so if in doubt in calculus, just come back to this original thing you learned in the first lesson. The derivative gives us the gradient of the tangent. Never ever forget this in your tests and exams. So the derivative, yep, that's cool, I can do it, times the power by the front and drop the power by 1, times the power up here by the coefficient and drop it by 1. So there's the derivative, and that gives me the gradient of the tangent, and there's the gradient. And then if I ever wanted to look at slightly more attractive, because this is still a little bit awkward, I can always sub the x value where it happens, and they told us the x value where it happens. So I'm just going to put the x values in. It's a helpful tip for just getting further whenever you feel stuck here. So that gives me 108a and 12b and minus 18. I can see that there's almost a similarity with the b's, so you could do simultaneous, you could do elimination, whatever you want. What I'm going to choose to do is I'm just going to divide this equation by 2, and I'm going to get 6b by itself. So that's what 6b is, and then I can sub, if that's what 6b is, I can literally just put it in here in this equation. So instead of writing 6b, I'm going to put minus 9 minus 54a equals 11. The a's, I end up getting minus 40 of them. The numbers, I get 20. I'm going to divide both by minus 40, and I get minus a half. So I've got the a value, and to get b, I can sub it in to any of the equations. I personally find it easiest to sub it into the equation where the b term was by itself, or in this case it still had a 6, but it was still on its own side. So I'm going to sub in a here. So minus minus will make it plus, so it will be half of 54. So minus 9 plus that will give us 6b, and that's just 18. So b equals 3. So really juicy question with lots of things to offer us. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends.